This next story is reaching young men all over the country. Steve Harvey, along with his wife, are using their foundation to lift up young men without father figures. It's a 5-day camp that motivates, inspires, and mentors hundreds of young men, giving them the tools they need to do better and be better. Take a look.
My name is Mr. Harvey. I want to welcome y'all to my ranch. You're going to have the time of your life. But let me say this to you. All of this depends on respect.
Let's go. Stop playing. Let's go. Let's go.
Over the next 5 days, the 250 boys will be here. The camp is to inspire young boys ages 13 to 18 that don't have fathers.
I want to encourage you to use your image to work for you, not against you. Mentors, I need you to begin to teach your mentees how to tie ties. I am tied to greatness.
And who in here is a gamer? It's not about holding the sticks, it's about building the thing that you also play on.
You gotta fight through the pain because you got people relying on you.
We got kids from all walks of life.
I was spoiled a lot.
I'm a single mother battling ovarian cancer. I really wanted him to be around other men.
This boy over here just munching on that thing.
It's my first time picking the cucumber, any plant, any vegetable. My first time being on the field.
We got straight A students. We got kids from detention centers.
I've had some incidents with the law.
My sons are currently not on the right path. This can make or break things for us.
Winners work at it until they get what they want.
You hard on yourself sometimes?
Yes, sir, all the time. I gotta be hard on myself.
Hey, fellas, say ain't no quit.
Ain't no quit.
The man your father is not is the man you gonna have to be. So the moms come back, and the hope is that what we give them back is a little bit different than what they gave us.
Ladies, get ready to receive your sons.
Left, right, left, right.
When the young men walked in, I cried. I got emotional.
Thank y'all for coming to the Steve Harvey Mentoring Program.
Wow, what a beautiful mission. And with us now, we are delighted to welcome a former camper turned leader, Torren Calhoun. Torren, good morning. Welcome to Morning on Merit. So good to see you.
Good morning. It's good to see you guys too.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about your story. How did you get involved? What was your story? Paint a picture for Torren then and Torren now.
I started off, so I went to the camp 10 years ago when I was 16 years old. I didn't want to go to the camp at all. I tell this story all the time. I didn't want to go to the camp. The only reason I even applied for the camp is so my mom would give me $20 to go to the movies with some girl. So I applied. I didn't really go too hard on it. I didn't think I was going to get picked. Next thing I know, my brother and I got picked. I wasn't happy about it. My mother was elated, but I wasn't happy because I just got my first job. It was a concert night, which means all the girls is going to be out. And I worked with all of my friends, like all of my brothers, two of my brothers to this day. So I was not happy about the camp at all. But when I went to the camp, obviously, I mean, it changed my life. I started there. After that, I was what we call a JC, which are boys who went through the camp, and they come back and serve in the year after. I was that for a couple years. But I also kind of had a knack for photography. So I talked to our guy, Diallo, who does all of our media and our web design stuff. So he let me kind of shadow him for a while, too, for a few years. So I took a lot of the pictures that are on the screen now. I took a lot of those pictures that are on our websites and stuff. But it was the start of the dream. So I started there, and then after that, I became a lead mentor. And then the past few years, I put the thing together. So I never saw it for myself, but
wow,
it's been a beautiful journey.
Well, yeah. God knew. God knew the plan for your life.
Indeed.
Well, talk about your experience there. Getting up early, staying up late. Were things different from your life? Things that you had never experienced before in your life? Gardening, tying a tie, racing. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
It was different, especially coming from a 16-year-old. My problem was I just thought I knew everything at that point in time. Like, I even told my mom, like, I was 16. I hadn't had a father. He wasn't around. These 16 years, I done made it this far. On my own. I can't imagine what they could teach me. And little did I know, the biggest thing that they gave me was the dream. And I think that's the biggest thing that you could give anybody.
Yes.
Like, that is the freedom to do what you need to do, the permission to do what you need to do in your life, especially to have it come from Black men who look like me. that I typically don't get to see or talk to in a positive sort of setting.
Yeah.
That means the world. I think we can't say enough for somebody, especially with the stature of Steve Harvey, to come back and reach and pour into the next generation and tell them that it is possible. And more than it being possible, they're the people that are going to do it.
Yeah.
They can do it. They're supposed to.
Well, you touch on something very important. That's the power of the dream. And the dream is the key to igniting what God's put in you so that you can achieve success. I want you to tell us what made you want to become a leader. Because obviously you gained so much knowledge, your world opened up to you, you learned how to dream. What was it that made you want to take it one step further and become a leader?
I don't think I wanted to be a leader. I don't think I've ever approached it from that standpoint. I remember when I was a kid hearing this story about Jesus healing 10 people, and only one of them came back to say thank you. And for some reason, that story always stuck with me, that I would always be the one to say thank you. So it was never me becoming a leader. I just wanted to say thank you. And there's nothing that you could do what can you give to a person that has everything other than your service? So that's the advantage point I came from. I never wanted to be a leader. I just wanted to serve and give back to what has given me everything so far.
10 seconds or less, Torren, what was your biggest takeaway from camp? Those who want to be a future Torren Calhoun and go to this camp, people are watching. What was the biggest takeaway?
It's you. There's a unique spot for you in this world that only you can fill. And you have to go and you have to make it to the spot you're supposed to go to, because people are waiting on you there. And if you don't make it there, what's to say that they don't make it to their destination? Wow. So it's got to be you. Whatever's in you, you got to go get it.
Well, Torren, I want to tell you thank you for joining us this morning and sharing your heart. And I want to tell you, you may not have wanted to be a leader, but you were called to be a leader. And the reason you are so impactful is because you have a heart to serve. You, my friend, are the epitome of what a servant leader looks like. And that is the most powerful leadership that God calls people to be. And you have answered that call. So thank you for sharing your heart, and thank you for sharing your story, because you will continue to save lives and you'll continue to transform lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you, TC.
God bless.